Can you feel the vibration of a shiny new year beginning? This Q&A episode is devoted to helping you unburden yourself of having to do it all. We're going to instead look at how you can streamline your healthy habits to fit in more space for enjoyment and magic in your life. Hi, welcome to this Q&A where we're talking about how to streamline your new year healthy habits. As we're entering this new year, so many people feel this heightened sense of needing to make a whole lot of shifts and to start differently. We want this year to look different. And I'm really grateful that in recent years, more people I know have been saying they're ready to ease into the new year. They may have started new habits a month or two prior to the new year. And so they've already developed this pattern, this rhythm that feels really good. And others, even more so, who've decided to really take a rest period during the winter season and ease into mid-January, end of January, trying new things. They're following the rhythm of the seasons, the rhythm of their body, and they found they're getting a lot of benefit from that. Wherever you land on the spectrum, you can't help but notice, though, the vibration of a shiny new year beginning. The last few years, it may have felt like there was a start-stop energy at this time of year because we weren't really sure what was going to happen with each winter season particularly. But you can somehow feel that maybe this year is going to be different. We're a few years after some major world-changing shifts that we all experienced, and maybe you're starting to feel like anything is possible. I hope you are. And I just want to remind you, we can have that feeling at any time. It doesn't have to be the new year for that to happen. And you may have been thinking about different ways that you can create new patterns in your life, in your wellness, your relationships, and career. And truly, there are so many good things to choose from, right? Like you look around and you see all these new options, all these new gadgets, all these new ways of tracking things, all these new hacks, and it's so cool. And then you start wondering, how on earth can you fit them all in? So what I wanted to do today is to help you unburden yourself from having to do it all. We're instead going to look at how you can streamline your healthy habits to fit in more space for enjoyment and magic. That's something you can truly attain when you are tuned into what your true desires are for yourself. So I've put together 3 steps that can help you to do this streamlining. And the first one begins inside of your mind and your soul, truly, and that is determining how you want to feel and what you want to achieve. Let's get crystal clear on what the outcome is here. It's not about comparison. It's about what you want, how you want to feel. So you can ask yourself, is it to gain more flexibility, to eat more whole foods, to get more deep restorative sleep, to increase muscle density, to spend more time in the fresh air outdoors? There's so many things that can determine what you want to achieve, and you get to decide what those things are. And you can even look at what these rituals will get you in other areas of your life. For instance, if you are experiencing deeper rest, that's, unbroken sleep, really good REM sleep, that whole 9 yards, maybe that's going to give you more mental clarity and focus so you can do better work. Or maybe the outcome with that could be you're going to have a deepened connection in your relationships because you're going to feel more clear-headed, more calm. Maybe it'll help you in your travels because you'll be more alert. There's so many things that can come from being rested, truly. And then you think about eating more whole foods. Maybe as the result, you want to have fewer sugar crashes. Maybe you want to stay healthy through different cycles and seasons of viruses that go around. Maybe you just want to feel really lean in your clothing. There's so many things that are attached to eating better quality food, and you get to decide what that is. So determining that is the first step, because when you decide what it is you want, choosing the next steps of how you'll go about it becomes a little easier. And then also committing to those steps because you have something to connect those actions with. When you have a hard day where you feel like, oh, this thing I said I was going to do, it's just, I'm not feeling it right now. You can remind yourself, wait a second, I said I wanted to get this outcome. If I don't do this thing today, then that's going to impact my outcome. And of course, there's grace on ourselves to have days where maybe things get thrown out the window. Like that's being human, right? But we can have fewer of those days when we remind ourselves of the end goal. The second thing, what I want you to do is do an audit of all the rituals that you have considered, everything lined up that you think you need to do, and rate them all on a scale of 1 to 10. Whatever it may be, getting certain fitness trackers, going to certain classes at the gym, making sure you have a certain number of macros, like whatever the case may be, rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, well, I guess it would be nice, but it's really not, that's not high on my priority list, to 10 being, you must do this. This is really feeling like it would be something that you should do. If they make you feel like giving up before you've even begun, though, that's a great indication of needing to set those ones aside. Ask how you believe each one of these rituals will move you towards your desired outcome. For instance, if you want to spend more time in fresh air outdoors, is it necessary to spend long sessions at the gym? Perhaps instead you could do like a 20-minute weight session and then do all your cardio on either trail walks or skiing or snowshoeing, or if you live somewhere really beautiful and warm, beach walking or rock climbing. It all depends on where you live and what you like to do. When you take into account nature's seasons, your cyclical seasons, and the seasons of life that you find yourself in at any given time, you can release your grip on needing to do everything all at once. So instead, you can focus your attention on doing what's lighting you up in the moment, just those few things, a handful of things, or maybe one thing even, and then you get to do what makes the most sense for you right now. How does it feel to hear that? Like even saying that makes me take a deep breath of relief. There are so many amazing ways you can tend to your health, but adding them all up and measuring yourself against them can feel incredibly stressful. It doesn't help when you compare yourself to what someone else is doing either. That's why number 1 on this list is so important, determining how you most want to feel, not what others expect you to do or what you read some experts say that you must do. You get to choose. And once you do, you free up space to enjoy your choices and live in the flow of your personal rhythms. The last piece of this equation is marking a time on your calendar at some future date to reevaluate where you're at, what you're doing, how you're feeling, and how close to your outcome are you getting? Or has your outcome changed? Maybe you have a different goal now. I suggest marking it about 2.5 months out on your calendar to give you time before the next season. So if you want to make some shifts, you have something to look forward to and you're not feeling like there's a lot of pressure to do it around a specific time. And that way you also get to see how it's working, how you want to switch things up for the next season, and you can do it sooner as well. It's up to you. You may find you want to stick with your plan for 2 seasons in a row or 3, or you might find you want to make changes every single month. Every time you reevaluate it can look different. So those are the 3 things that can help you streamline your New Year healthy habits, and they can become like seasonal healthy habits depending on how you look at it each year. This can become your new annual practice, really, starting with determining with what you want to achieve, how you want to feel, then doing an audit of all the rituals lined up and deciding on just a small number that you want to commit to, and then, of course, reevaluating. And as I mentioned, every season is kind of nice. I just love thinking in terms of seasons because it's really how we were designed. And it's how the world we live in was designed. Depending on where we live, the seasons might fall in different ways. They might feel different. But there's just something about having this quarterly experience of new changes. We don't have to wait for every year. It actually takes a lot of pressure off of January 1st when you're actually reevaluating monthly or seasonally. So I leave that with you. I hope you find it helpful, and I hope that you are feeling hopeful about this coming year, depending on where you find yourself, what your home life is like, your work life is like, and your health. All of these things are constantly in flux, and we find ourselves each day feeling a little different. But I hope that as you develop some rituals that support you, that really light you up, you will be better able to not only withstand, but really thrive through all of the different experiences that wait for you this year. All the celebrations, all the excitement, all the joy. That's what I wish for you. And knowing that through all of that in our really interesting lives, things that are unexpected can come our way. I really want you to feel held. I want you to feel supported. And I hope that this space is one where you can come to get some of that hope. And of course, that is what the Seasons Collective is all about as well, is moving through all of your life goals, your work goals, your career enhancements, and your wellness in a community of like-minded people who are wanting to rise with self-care being at the foundation of everything. Because the more you care for yourself, the more everyone around you thrives, and the more you get to realize your dreams and your goals with just a little bit more ease and flow. You can check out the Seasons app that is in soft launch in the show notes. Go take a look. And also, I am taking listener questions for future Q&As. I would love to hear what's coming up for you, what you'd love to hear me riff on here on the podcast. You can email me at hello@sheilabatello.com. You'll see a link in the show notes for that as well. I'm wishing you the most wonderful, abundant, prosperous, and joyful 2023. And I'm looking forward to joining me for future episodes. I am so grateful for you, and I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Big blessings.